वालेकुम। आज की वीडियो में हम लोग अगला पार्ट करेंगे ऑफ बैलेंसिंग केमिकल इक्वेशंस। ठीक है जी। तो आज की जो सबसे पहली हमारी इक्वेशन है दैट इज़ Fe2O3 प्लस CO goes to form Fe प्लस CO2। तो जिस तरह मैंने आप लोगों को पिछली वीडियो में बताया था कि इक्वेशन को बैलेंस करने से पहले व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू डू इज़ वी आर गोइंग टू राइट द रिएक्टेंट्स ऑन वन साइड एंड देन द नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स ऑन द वन साइड, नंबर ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स प्रेजेंट इन द प्रोडक्ट ऑन वन साइड. So we'll start from Fe. We have 2 Fe, so that would be Fe2, and here we have 1 Fe. So that means Fe is not balanced. Okay, now oxygen. We have 3 oxygen here, 3 plus we have 1 oxygen here. So 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. Now moving on towards the product, we have only 2 oxygens in the product, that is 2. Then moving towards the carbon, we have only 1 carbon in the reactant and we have only 1 carbon in the product as well. So oxygens and O and Fe is not balanced. Other than that, carbon is balanced. Now we'll start from balancing Fe. In the reactants we have 2 Fe while in the product we have only 1 Fe. So we are going to add a 2 here. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. That means Fe is balanced now. Okay, it's balanced. Now moving towards the oxygen, if we see we have 4 oxygens in the reactants and 2 oxygens in the product. So we can what can we do is we can add a 2 here. In that way it can be balanced, but the carbon will be disturbed. If I'm going to add a 2 here, the carbon will be disturbed and I won't be able to balance it right here. Okay, so I'll start. I can show you a rough thing here. If I'm going to add a 2 here, the oxygen becomes 4. Okay, the oxygens are already 4 here, the oxygens can get balanced, but the carbon is 2 now. So in order to balance the carbon, I'm going to add a 2 here. Then the oxygens also gets disturbed. Now we have 5 oxygens here. Okay, and here we have 4 oxygens. So in order to balance it, what am I going to do now is I am going to add a 3 here instead of a 2. Now here I have 6 oxygen, 3 plus 3, 6. I have 6 oxygens here, and the same thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a 3 here. Now 3 2s are 6. I have 6 oxygen here, whereas the carbon is also balanced. We have 3 carbons in the reactant and I have 3 carbons in the product. That means if your equation is not getting balanced by a very smaller number, that is 2, you can add another number or you can try another number in order to balance it. As in this equation, you have seen that when I have added 2 on the both sides, the equation was not getting balanced. So I've added a 3 instead of a 2 and the equation is properly balanced now. Okay, now moving towards the other equation, that is CaOH whole twice plus HCl goes to form CaCl2 plus H2O. This is my other equation. Now in the same way we are going to write the reactants. I have 1 calcium here and 1 calcium here. So the calcium is balanced. As far as oxygen is concerned, I have 2 oxygen here because it says 2 outside of the bracket and I have only 1 oxygen here, this one. Now hydrogen, if I just talk about hydrogen, I have 2 hydrogens here because there is a 2 outside of the bracket and 1 hydrogen here. So 2 plus 1 is equals to 3. I have total number of 3 hydrogens here. While in this case, I have only 2 hydrogens. Lastly, we have chlorine. Here we have only 1 chlorine. Sorry. while here I have 2 chlorines, as you can see that. Now in this equation, if we see, the oxygen is not balanced, the hydrogen is not balanced, and the chlorine is not balanced, only calcium is balanced. So I'll start balancing it from where? Okay, we can just start balancing it from the hydrogen part. We'll use the smallest number, because when I'm trying to balance this equation, the chlorine will automatically get balanced because there's a chlorine attached to it. So I'm going to add a 2 here. Now I have 2 hydrogens here, and 2 hydrogens here. So the hydrogens become 4. And here I have only 2 hydrogens. Now I'm gonna add a 2 here. So here the hydrogens also become 4. Now the hydrogen gets balanced. Moving towards the chlorine, I had 1 chlorine in the reactant. When I had added 2 with HCl, I got 2 chlorines in the reactant. And I had 2 chlorines in the product. As a result, chlorine also gets balanced. Moving on towards the oxygen, I had 2 oxygen in the reactants. When I added a 2 with water in the product, I got 2 oxygen in the product as well. As a result, this equation gets balanced. Now I'm going to highlight the coefficients that we have added in these equations in order to balance it. In the first equation, we have added a 3 with CO, we have added a 2 with Fe, and we have added a 3 with CO2. In the second equation, I have added 2 with HCl and 2 with H2O. The common practice is that if you want to learn how to balance an equation, first you just have to write the equation and you just have to balance it by yourself. If you think the equation is right, you can go through and check it again by using this video. Or if you think that you are not getting the point or you are not understanding it in the other way, you can also see the video and have a clear understanding of it. Thank you so much.